This is Worthy TV. Truth and integrity.
Mama munyina kwa bae Worthy TV suli. Na asemo ho ensem hihye ho papa. Captain Smart say ba omia ye nkremoni eti one do be kanyina ne say e Christopher nyina nto abanfenti a NPP. E Christopher nyina nto abenti NPP. Sa afi na captain a kire di enti a so beto abenti NPP o se napo na kwadwe nyenyenyenyenyenyenyenye oni bebi amkofa ne fie ne kufa do kra kan se mo be yi opoku nyina ana mo be yi edutwum omo mienu achi ne de okofa na po anapo mo de ati ese kufa do nhyeda ne na po nka ekufa do ne chief of staff omo temu nhyeda nya yi ese ne office ye close no ewe kufa do office ye close no eti nsam ne de ehihye ho papa na Captain Smart say o catch say last week oko sorry Sunday we obekwa kobo afori oba afori no yade o ma babeka okobo afori no no say Mahama is winning mukosoro ba from Mahama is winning Sena John the Baptist bo kwa mama Christo man bae no Mahama is winning ekufa da bo kwa mama Mahama ba simple, very simple. Na o say it will take Africans say yan to no mayi if na kosi maybe a day nim be fie dune kwa African to no mayi enhu say e bibi ma ye de ho na ebetimi aye yan kasa ye nkuru yi e dia anye say ye be reset Africa it will take over more over 200 years and South Africa ebetimi a reset ye ni nyina Captain Smart nsema woka na podi en de ho here NPP de no na ode yenti no
me politicians ni na no o me the French fries and o madani mprako our politicians are pigs eti akodi team na poma na no so a we are Muslim na we to abama NDC ye haram we anya jimi mbacho we anya jimi eni na ma kojo yansen kan wo Joy FM say Napo ada Baumia bebo di dino. Baumia is just an inch away from disaster. Cause Napo ko school abrochire. Je kufa wanche wo school abrochire wo hunyanse dan trim. Kwame Nkrumah nche wo hunyanse dan trim. Na do ko school of the Inns. Baumia man ho so Canada. Chomuti badwe Napo ukosu se de etusen. E wa abrochire ukotusen. Oba so ntu obi ase ponko krase ntu bi da o man na so a kan kwase asem sa ato na Ghana for hwe no say we are Muslim obe create war say we are Muslim now to abama NDC a o say den haram in the Islamic religion haram creates war. Wunya tese woma boso se we eye harama e de okun entokwa moja hwegu ena eba enti se ye Christopher ne ye doso enti Christo ni bia so obeto abama ba omi no be kwaburu nsam gem ya mbe tua oka say den na pope o kan asam no na gina po gina na chi na akwa na nim agimi se gina po onye Muslim mbwa or a Catholic. Eti ono di abu anase ono de Samuel Japan anase abu. Ono he Samuel Japan da wo NPP no. So there's a Jinapo. Jinapo who said ba Napo ajimi. O se Napo o kan kwase asem o se Napo nim nyansa. Nti so wo hwe video na nanim jimi njo o sign Napo hu ebegina animu ho adentra akwane kan kwase asem enti MPP mo anya vice presidential candidate papa bia wasase mo anya ni papa bia Jinapo mo anya ni papa bia say we did Kwame Nkrumah term number 1 I said the channel so you fan channel. Me na point na meto abati NPP. Because you don't touch Kwame Nkrumah and go scot free. And then I show the entire say me met 20 MPP no. Na point na met 20 MPP. Because you cannot come here, live in this country from Sierra Leone and come and insult Kwame Nkrumah. Na poma me ofri. Yenga na for edie na de. Ofri. Na poma me free. Granted, say papa ya Santini kura na ma me free. And then na ma me free Santini be sen kwatena Eastern region. Then see here. O ma yen kasa wo. Yeah, mo bia and fa bibia and share the con by force. I'm a cretin to kwa Nkrumah. Say we are Muslim now to Abama NDC a. We are then a haram. Okay. A Christopher Nkrumah na ye na 20 MPP. Ne yama Muslims no ko antuma MPP. Ne ye hwese o mbe wene a. Heh. Asam na akodwo Yankson kan no eyampa o. Hwe. Asofo na ewokurum ha no. Let me tell you today, Pentecost asofo, Roman, Anglican, Methodist, Presby, Apostolic, Assemblies of God. A Christopher ewokurum ha asofo ni nyina no. Wọ́n adwin nyina say yen tuntia. MPP. It's an napo, sorry, a nanado, na the favorite candidate, a opokuina, or a Pentecost of Penny. Number one, so opokuina tofa hua, na kopese baumia, efa education minister. Because according to nanado, opokuina, any educhum woman in Yansa chain napo. Nyamana kind, nanado na kind, no evidence on phone is. Say opokuina ene adutwum omunim nyansa chen napo. Bese ba o si ontie no opede owo sika. Dia obegina ni so. Say wagina ni so. Eti na ba me we are Muslim, yen Christians yen to ma. Because a Muslim to abama and this na haram dia. Me ye Christo ni me to abama ba o me ye Muslim Muslima me ko burun samjem. Because Bible no say the Yakopon si do wiase ni. So de ne doba wo no krodoma ye Yesu Christo. Na de ogidi di no wanyera na wonya dankwa. Is ba o me Christian. Asem we no obi am pese obebo so wo. Wahu, on say na po akofa ba. Na po na akofa ba o. Baumia na pona na akofa ba nyo bia na akofa ba e. Ye tie baby. Na pona na akofa ba yo, baumia. Na anu ya na akofa ba yo. Onu ani jejereje. Ete Christopher e wokroma ya nto aba ma baumia. How would you open your maggot infested mouth and say such a useless thing? Owie yo mu se wa kan kwase asem no wa sha se ezu eza how otumfo katre na pose men koya de ma ba omi anu ne ho ba omi wa anu no me kan bibi late adan nkomo bia ba omi akodi o say oko position crop because of napo mena me ka kire Okache Ashanti region penny pa bi o NPP say because of this guy na me ko position kura me pe. Time and apo be running mate. Emma Baumia, Chemi asem papa ba kon aka nyansa wo ma e betimi di vote abra Baumia. Chemi 1. Time and anado Bob Baumia di won. Any who says will be a vice presidential candidate on the winning election, my president. No, yeah, despite everything. Baumia na betray and said yeah, vice presidential candidate will be heavy. Me na me catch now. Me boa. Na Baumia running conferences upon conferences, and then lectures upon lectures. Na okasa if the fundamentals are weak, the exchange rate would expose you. Hey, Ghana here only 30 billion. Ghana here 30 billion pa. Hey, the teachers are suffering, doctors are suffering, nurses are suffering, engineers are suffering. We are all suffering. Tell me one statement. What bosso say we be the yenye kwame nkromatem really? Oh yeah, you say Muslims and Christians you find them because we be a Muslim not to ababa NDC a haram. What's a haram I say? I know they again and penny for biya di obi ankasa. Ba ka job see TV no enko biom. Obia ye din wo kroma na pa kan kwasia sama ti say kan jimi sama ti say penin toto wa kan sem hunu say everybody is quiet in this country. Hey, J Kufo no Rollins the first presidential candidate call in cancer aka in cancer aka kan kwa asem say in cancer aka na onam osame me ye fancy me ye futuin hwe one two abama Rollins man a one to ekobiara hwabrante kokon na two man one two man na yenyen sunum one two man yenya nkania e was central. I remember very well ben na catch me o se konkansa ka aba Mozano no mo ye peace festival Mozano for afashe bi right asumdua afe men na catch them say e konkansa ka aba obeton Jehuapia. The man question can say, ye bibi ayewu. Akaboha. Malamuto, yera daso. One two aba, one farmer Rollins man. Man fancy so ye nyim, omre nyam, na me, Kwame Nkrumah, a okan fancy. Obedi president wien. Ye she na nya fancy biara, wa she Ghana nyumyam. Enti wo ma me, am so be vice president ni bi. Non chef fancy for you, Rollins, a pay a car, and assume so torpine. Won't to need no be away. Rollins, you of a Professor John Evans, Fifiata Mills. And then the Professor Mills, a kind of first time. Rollins, a fan, no. 1996. What did he say? Or say? Oba, first in Oba, say, Oba restructure Ghana, your tax regime, no. Said the income tax near the OBS so be Professor Mills here lectures. I remember very well, University of Cape Coast. Could you play in a catcher me? Professor Mills, Echo University of Cape Coast. Echo Kasai. And no catch them one more say. Or no, as a vice president, tax regime ne wo mem hano nya papa. And so ye tax aspect no obeboa Emma Ghana your tax system no aye papa. Let me tell you today, it was University of Cape Coast. Now Professor Mills first time or announcing VAT. VAT say yo kufoba yo kem. Say VAT that yes. Very good. Vice presidential candidate don't know. Then Jay kufoba ye pe and okofa Alihu Mahama. Brafie I mean, Chinawari Alihu Mahama, Kumase Alihu Mahama to view, so the man catch it all. Or Daboko. Ye the Alihu Mahama Chico Sokore Bampon, Namikaho. Ye the Alihu Mahama Chi Echo a drastic Dumase. Me, the Alihu Mahama Chico Tamale, Echo Boga, Echo Bogo. Eko sanerigu Agnes Chigabatia kurana hina no ye MP no but me Agnes Chigabatia I forgot it ye di nechi eko Agnes Chigabatia ni krom ye ko almost the entire northern Ghana asamba ko pe na oka o say yenyi eko ewo esum yenyi eko a ewo unua ene wunua ntem na yenyina yemfa ya hoodin bom enkuntia ohia ekom ene yare na onim se je kufo be ye president a ekom be ko yare be ko enunyam be bagana. This was the primary message of Aliyu Mahama Alhaji. And Ghana for say, oh sir, you need papa yechi. Pine will be president. Aliyu Mahama a vice president in film watch meboa. Then Professor John Evans Fifiata Mills. Ekofa Professor Mason Crawford patre Mahama last one. But Yefa Mahama statement. Mahama say mediocrity MYA. That was the Trump word of your friend say Mahama mediocrity. Say any idea a mind blowing to me who are hey the way so Ghana. And you did Mahama chi Ghana for me man to my Professor Mills. Me 2 tiawo me to Akufo-Addo 2008 me to Akufo-Addo 2012 me to Akufo-Addo 2016 me to Baba Akufo-Addo 2020 by 2024 year me the pin be wo ba o me ani wo ballot box no me wi an ma san to atia no what is that me chona say benim de be ye no enti ono so de be koye e de na nado kenoforiata ene gabi ochredako e de ba o me share na nado kon but Baumia proved to the whole country say there was a concansa yebi. Professor Mills aye. Aliyu Mahama aye. John Dramani Mahama aye. Mamen sumen build on that. Hwe John Mahama fa pakwesi eminsata. Hwe ni dimina eni nyansasama na oka. Na do fa Baumia pepepe. Baumia started lectures. Based on the university, the friends say Central University. Central University na okoho na onamha na Baumia namha na do kra do ntimi nya campaign na hibia na hwe Baumia yere Samira no so namha na po edu wo so a hwe nkwase asem akwa yikika twɛn hwensɛmfo a pade yikika yenya vice presidential candidate bia o kan kwasi asem te say napo na onyam be di vice president kwa na o kan kwasi asem say akwa we obetu akoma terrorist abeto ahye yenso so di vice president Jimmy sa hwe nanim ne ntakrama and ye kan Ghana for so would di atem na say obi person creating tokwa between Christians and Muslims e kira wo say hey, Mahama running mate in your friends, and Mamma know to say, hey, Jenna no Pukwajiman. Look at this woman. Okay? The woman is a complete woman. Yateteno, cool and collected. Mamini bien na her, ye call voter region or bar, Hubetoto festival no. But the microphone corner no. The woman realized that our festival I say. You know what she said also? Afidan say a year by this time, na bibi asesa. That's what he said. She said. So a year by this time, na bibi asesa can mean anything. Anamwa. Nana do TSR speech, nana do buy no so take Ramadan here. Or say a few way there. Forget about the makandada. Nipe bia is be declared winner biano. Mehani over mano. Because of what Jenana Opoku Achiman said. Se napone kohwa ka festival ne say. Somebody is talking about Women's Bank. Me mami agi. Se me se sika bebre nkoma ne biom agi beko Women's Bank akwaje besia nsi hu ne hu na watimi agi sika ye adwuma na me kura me de me ma ne command na me ntimi ma ne sika wonya bi atwaduane adi na odi bi ahwene na no mama me na na posonam said dey Muslims ne Christians ntokwa na wo kriti na odidi kwa me nkromatem na yeti kroyim na ye fe Ghana mpanifo yina ye din obi antimi ka hwe nkyerɛ sa akwa no onse sirero ntokwa si hoda hono fi entopese bi ba But we are not ready to fight. Somebody should tell Napo. Me ko chief imam fie. Ma ko chief imam fie me ya mama aduane adi. We so me nsem de nse gumiti abompa ya mame. E kan nsem bi gumi so. Oye no hwe manim din, o se me fa me mama nka ne mama. Na me de kan chief imam mama. Say me Pentecost ni. Me Christo ni. Why would the chief imam show me such a great love? Time in Nigeria for Ebo Mabaso Shame Hene, Ewo, Effa Sutherland Park. Because two chief imam, Obia coach, and I know what you mean. So means some Namaka. Papa kutamin some sa Kasana or cano mente. Maybe I am Bisa Razak, no say, as some chief imam kangu son wong. Amam me, Misro say. Ba me mante. Anamebwa. Some ye Christo di. Be ye Muslim. So why would the chief imam show me such a great love? Na say maybe pre-president. And I'm a vice presidential candidate. Na makojina baby akoka say we ye Muslimi. Na woto abama NDC a haram. Ya father tra. You don't know the value, the magnitude of this rubbish talk. Okay, see, I just smart idiot. Yo, really? Yes, we're Christopher. Yet to Abama Baumia, you have a couple of some gym. Because we are the people of the book. Oh. And you do bad beer. Miss Raka. Mo amudi ye nimu no sabe e buru sabe nyado munja jimi no na munsu anyansa and edu baby asa je kufa ye din NPP mpanifo ni nyina obi aye kom obi ankasa o oso obi ankasa na po oso obi ankasa ba omi ho oso mu na ye din panimu bi andi wo machi what realizing one say NPP penny for her the way J.K. for today. Nana Adwachi for any to form even Kojom Piedi Kobi. The only NPP penny and not on G Akufa Dundi and Yaho Tamakulu. Apart from him, almost every big person in the new patriotic party Otu di Akufa Dundi. But was Safma for him. Osafma from Pet. Baumiane na po ticket no ompe. Madam catch now. Hakman also Ajman ompe Baumia and na po ticket no. They may like Baumia, but Napo is a disaster. Napo is a disaster. Hey? Hakman say Pacho na me wa fa Damboche oy. And then they say 12th and 11th. And then 11th. Aka how many days near Kotoaba? Where is that Botry? Who's on Kasai? Why do you saw more Chayana last minute to Mabakasa? Last minute Emfa. Even Oseche Mensa Bonsu, where is he? Oseche Mensa Bonsu, Penapo partnering Baumia. Because a disaster. First deputy speaker, your friend saying, Bekwai MP, Honorable Joe Wise, where is he? One said Joe Wise on Kanshi. Who say Afenyo Markins on also started cancer Hunusa or misbehaving, youthful exuberance. Then they see Joe Wise by our CEO in Kwalanket getting a parliament dodo. Jane, who say Afenyo Markins or Dim Kwalagro. Joe Wise by our CEO in Kwala parliament dodo. Internet the way in Aba. Now watch this. May I miss CJ Kufo over the weekend? So Kasai about parliament. Or say, or some no kind or say speaker and funny 9C form. But discipline, every parliament. I don't know one care about Supreme Court ruling. Jay, Kufuor onim nyansa Kufuor oye bosom opeso ka chen say Supreme Court di nsem fon but onka nemo backbone wo fa wo na si form ofie ho we declare seat in vacant it must be declared vacant. Kufuor is a lawyer. Eti parliament the ekoso nyina no former president John Ajekum Amada Paba Kufuor wa woro asem na hye backbone kon e kire wo say once all of a sudden Nana don't call baby anya campaign ma ba o me abim okọ central asem na wa kan fa ba o me Dwen we ye Ghana ni na okoto aba Nana do kura beto atie ba o me e na wo me catch wo ne me say Akufa do obeto aba na tie ba o me na me catch wo obeto atie ba o me. Why? Because of Napo. Because padi ni ba ye no on kan asem bia ye Ghana kasa Sierra Leone kasa nko na oka kwasi akekasa ene ma de ntokwa nko abeba nko na poka ho asem eto am say na do hyase far back in April ordeno me hand over emma obi a me defeating da sa na postate so keka kwasi asem na do sesesi ade nipa bia easy be declare the winner bia no me hand over mano. What is that supposed to mean? Said the role institute here Professor Mills no sana nanado but twetia ba omiane napo eti nanado declare Mahama winner already. Won't follow Ghana politics the president ne kasa ya adwene tie ye he nanado trendio or yet thank you to our central region where they say onim and I say onim fenoto njen na western regional minister afreno said da say yes son maye bibia mabra na nanado akwako bie statue ano e wo mfuturo kwan so wadwe osakofa do wagimi ho sa na wadwe ye ho ye fa bibia nto njen papa no nadwe mu da ho obeye bibia maba wo ye lusu election officer wagimi. Do you think Akufo-Addo is a fool? Na dreamu da ho. Cause enkomo bia na pom kodi wo tokrum na omo sere no na abaya bia friend Mercy o Jubilee House record ye de kwadwo wo nso. Obodo ye di. Record the command no otie no say na say adwene wo mutirim wo Ghana ho no and the mun ni president no. No device. It's either Nana Aduja Central Region hwe you or ye thank you to Central. No we just Central not to one or ye thank you to no. Or say me call Western Region ko dey or say me ko unveil me am statue wo mfuturu kwan so. Dwen hu mienu. Hwe Nanado so we di 80 plus. Saturday na Nanado eba ho gbechocho no no wo Kumasi. Listen to me carefully. Over 80-year-old man. Ofi Kumasi. Ebedu nkrai. Nanado wan kofi ankosesa ne ho. Nanado sesa ne ho Air Force Base. Me se panie tokrum ha mete. It is said here, Development Bank Ghana, Penny Odano CEO no, Kwame Naduka, what's the abrochre? Na Peter, now why Zoom meeting? On any workers now you meet no warning wobble. Say where then a Captain Smart tape proyena e kwaso wahano. Oh yes, I Zoom meeting in and I'm teaching on a now where I'm straight. When we say Development Bank Ghana for in I say Kwame Naduka, one of my online meeting, Zoom meeting. I was just laughing at you guys and him. Nana do we ya pa and the voter region. Be so bia no wo hobototo dance. Peter, you were there. The usual Nana do we know. Oba 14 bi ndi na chi emfi akra ma obatampa. Nana do bedru ye no. Voter regional minister. Any Anglo DC voter regional minister came ne 2 year na kofa Nanado na de ba 1 Land Cruiser. Bibusa say why also a local arrangement. local arrangement. Tinana do am be and dinner because of a same course wa I'm local chief of staff officer. Obia who say Nana Sasa, because we made dipade ni juru. Pacho Haptel, ba obia who nim. Haptel company no. Why dia mumusa ba obia. Then na ECG CEO na MD na no da no your friend something Mahama or NPP ni mapa. Your friend Sankra Samuel Dubik Mahama. Ba obia mu won etiko ne napo. Sasa ECG sika gu account we meye use ndi. O se menye. O mo ka bia Dubik Mahama say me nye na china. Mo pa mu nyimadi. Then indeed the omu hu ya ne say Asante Bede to na ya sign letters ye di pedi. Na time that Dubik yes ye na di na Asante Bede to wo. No da yare mpa so. Ne ye yi Dubik edi. Ne ye di pa fofra be hye ho. Ye yi ni be hye ho a no mo transfer 171 million Ghana cedis and $25 million. Ekogu Haptel for account. Haptel your boss story ne so a say 171 million. Me share that na man fa dollar na cedi na dollar an hye ho. And on the Kaba say, oh, yeah, Pamacho, and yet cities, the moment $1. I had $171 million. Haptel for young $171 million. Now me pesa mo dem hoba. And on one dimmy Kaba catch Ghana for it, I say $25 billion. Now $25 million in Ghana is 400 million Ghana cedis. Mumusa ba umyane napo. The current acting ECG boss or a Napo boy. No, Ashanti region. Meboa. We transfer $25 million. Akogu Haptel for account and we use your campaign. And you want them to win an election in this country? No, you want them to win an election in this country. Really? Oh no, neni kwa se kwa don ko. Kan ke kwa don ko fa. And the running mate na say wa file no. Roman father and comfort. Ye ni tua sekan wo ye ni. Me say asese o mo ko opposition. Na ba o me asesa na po. Someone ko opposition, na ba o me asesa na po a me ka bibia, me ka cho say me kwa koba for the enra. Dem ba maka asema chiro. Mahama will win 2024 elections. Easy, only choice. James and who say a Pascal. I want change. Say so must start printing presidential ballot though. Into number 3 ho one da ho. Number 3 ho do one da ho. Say kwe don kwa wu. Ana o mejai no maboka no masaba say koye reballoting. And then 11th. Aka 19 days, 30 days as September, April, June, and November. Aka 19 days, no November, and let's say is in printing presidential ballot papers in year. There's trouble. Into what shall say printing. Into number 3 one and that. Mahama is a chosen element. Mahama is like Moses. Pharaoh bear day own to me. Or to say Joseph. Ne brothers bear day own to me. Brad bear day own to me. Or to say David say Saul be try own to me. And yes sir, Mahama ye papa che obiao. But say nyame person do yen senchire ne kire watamfo a odo kire mfie nwotwe. Ada toson no ena na nyame home. Until on the 8th day nyame ye den. I'm asking the theologians. Bible say on the 7th day he rested. So what did God do on the 8th day? He brought Jesus. What did he do on the 8th day? He brought his only begotten son to save us. Because God knew right from beginning of creation that Adam, Eve, and the serpent would throw away his dictates. So on the 8th day, God planned for Christ. On the 8th day, Nyame started say or plan it for Christ. So on the 8th day, God prepared Christ. And John say, na mi supi. Tiye, tiasma John kan Bible. Bible nyam ma me na chiro yo. O say, na mi hu so soro ho esu bebre na ensoano nson no ye hu ni pe bia obetumi ate ano. E na mi hu say Jude kom abusua, Jude abusua kom jata no wakoje ensoano nson no na wate ano. Ensoano nson 7th year, the 8th year. Tiye John say, okoje ensoano nson no 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, 6 years, 7 years. The 8th year, Jesus came. Mahama is coming. Utie Kena. Asen no. Is it Asen south or north? South. And a central. Whichever way. A selectino. A choosino. So, the bia da wone obia. Or ye a chosen person. Agrono, you're careful. Huh? You know. Who bet me? Nipa bet me ayo ukunu. O bet me ayo yere. Huh? Ukunu o bet me ayo boy. Bet me ayo girl. But be careful of choosing people. If it says Saul and Timmy David. Delilah went to me Samson. If say a year swano o kuwo nyina afra ne ho. Pharaoh and to me Moses. Obaye pum aba poma ye de abaye pum nti wo nsuro. Eno na tibi ma obi wo ho asase so ne tibi ne ho tibi ye huhu yesi we de aduro oni aduro or a chosen person. Be careful. Baba me fe no nto chen. Ene show ne ye fe na tutu sisi. Me wie fa be wo so a. Je be ko niam hodo mbebre. But hear me. Africa a chosen continent. Hwe for any to fam. For any to fam. Europeans nyina ye kokko. Anameboa. Obi a wo Europe bia ye kokko. Obi a wo Australia bia ye kokko. Memfa aborigines ne ma obi ye blacks a unkopie ho. Enye bibini bia no ne broni bia ware ye blacks ne kopie ho. Ye ba ne bi yirai, ebi be pie ha, ebi kopie ba bi. Tetobo ase. Asians nyina ye kokko. Ebi ye Caucasians and whatever, but koko color na America. America fo nyina koko. We Africa pe every wiasima nipa ka nyina obi aye koko. Dwen brafie yen pe ne ye tuntum. Wowa aka ye hu nyina obi aye kokko. Etisa wo hwe yesu ye ban ye bra body ya de yo a. Na sa wo te ase yi a. Na che se nyame e hyeda e chusi yen. Eti Yesu oyetuntum. Jesus is not a white man. He's a black man. Because Bible say na obri. Ye keso obi bria. Che se nipa no oyetuntum. Yesu oyetuntum. In fact, Oba Solomon ware na odo ne pa no oyetuntum. Because Solomon no oyetuntum. Mo bia ndada. Kan Bible ni ye Solomon onye kokko. Samson onye kokko. Moses onye kokko. Kan Bible ni ye Paul akretia akwatetia no Paul. Ankrofo say your friend is Saul. Na obese say your friend Paul is a lie. Bible na kasa his first name Saul. And then the same name, Paul. It's Paul, the deeper the Saul Paul. That is his name. Read that of Apostles very well. Your friend is Saul Paul. Or you to do. Mary ni Martha. Or me to do. And yet me one say Mary ni Martha if you body say. I will not be surprised. Eti before ye nipa bia osoro asase share that same yi. But let me tell you one deficit. So we bibini na wanye careful, you will lose yourself. Eti anape me pesa me ma bibini tene ho ase. Me, I am not a racist, but I think that we should win ourselves from the white. Whether you believe it or not, me, colonialism, neo-colonialism is one of the most useless things I would ever want to sit down and talk about, unless I am willing and ready to win myself and my people from the tentacles of colonialism and neo-colonialism. Etire, Yesu, ofesuya for me and send in echi. Say, Mama Yanko. Ono anam sa odu bebe say muntwen wa ha. Me ko bom paye aba. Teniyi. Me use Africa and Bible no aka asama kire. Me wia I will link it to the Quran. Enti asase so aye we no. Ade ehu. And say losing yourself when you should be able to keep yourself to sustain generations without elections. Abaya machi. Oh yeah. Mo. Baba. Eti Yesu de Peter. I'm said John. Kahon. Any James. Or someone try here. I'm on me. Yesu kobaya. James ada. John ada. Peter and Swada. When did they tell mother they were blacks? Yesu suyo tuntum. She Jesus no a black man. Peter oyetum ofikromante. Peter ofikromante. James when baby ofi ankafo. James ofi ankafo. Peter ofikromante. John ofi axim. Wada. When they tell me die, Nkrophobia cambrofo kakrakabi, yes, familiarity breeds contempt. Say nipa bia baby a wo no, what the comfort Emma Peter, one particular jointer, na ni refin ho obeda. Woma kwabrane oye too familiar with an environment obeda. It's Peter, James, and John. Baby, yes, we do want to, irrespective of the number of minutes, hours, or days, they realize that Papa na didn't know about time. Oh no, otubi ade yina. Oh chale ye na akra. So bana ya dakro be nyane ye, and indeed yes be nyane won. Baby, I make a coin no den na me pesa me kire. Mr. Producer, can you give me an African map? I thought that I sounded like this, Ayana aye bibi kakra. But today I am a bit emotional. But I want you to understand me. Africa, say I'm sorry, say between now and 2040, South Africa and Soria, we should consider it done. We are doomed for good. Me no kwa me catch na last week say me kwa akoba afode kwasiada say me ba afode na me ba me kan say me a kire wo. Listen to me and listen good. Between now and 2040, the whole of Africa say yenya kandifo a ho adwen eye adwuma na wote ebibre asia. Trust me, we are doomed for good. It will take another 200 years to restart or to reset the process. Yet what's happening by we are saying colonialism. Abrofo be di so you say a branch be fe dandiagoji azambuja ni di ofri say the trauma na wo kan. Honestly speaking, your course school yes social studies dandiagoji azambuja ofri na ya trauma na ya kan na ya jedi so obi etna se bonto se demu eba Africa. Think dream mo dream ya djuma se bibini enemre ya yewomi ship kura mem ship kura a capsize na ya say one person or the canoe bonto every Europe ayira kopie America ebe pie Pacific Mediterranean ebe do Africa. Eye Jimmy Kasa, it's not true. Into one person. You say a branch here back, your friend Don Diagoji Azambuja. Ofrihina by ne yakwatena classroom ne ya kyerɛ nkwasiasɛm ne ya jedi. Ada na book no ambo ne papa din. Book no ambo Azambuja ne mamidi, but the name Azambuja means the guy was an African. Because when you are listening to his name, Don, the name Don, and yet Italians that to Don. Donko, ni can see a friend Don, D-O-N, Donko. Dear Obiya or Kodanim, Edin Donkono, and yes, sir, Obiya Donkonio, Debbie, Edin Donkonia, Sir Obiya or Kodanim, or Dona, no co. It's a clear Donko, one co school, but professors will come or Kosenji. Cause they're clear Donko, what being Don. Ni ya jedi watimia atna kanun. Me kaya diane biada. I begin to ask myself some questions. Because years back, na epono enye easy. Na fei then yeka yese a branch no otna kanum na or paddle ofrihin eba wakwade na America wayira yehu yase we be pie Africa and trobeni na ya throw social studies books history books mama na ya jedi na teacher for kire Don Diagoji Azambuja. That's a big lie. Nobody existed like that. I am challenging the academicians to tell me, mention the name of the mother of that man, the father of that man. Say our sisters and brothers are. I said this in 1959. People doubted me. And today I am repeating, nobody existed in Europe, nobody existed in Australia, nobody existed in America called Don Diagoji Azambuja. Eti about the colonialism, it was a legacy. Na kosisa Africa betia siese will be able to decolonize economic structures, we should forget it. Colonialism. The first AU conference. I made a statement. Let me tell you today. And then one, Africa is a place for exploitation of raw materials. Africa, they did not come here to do anything, just to give us food, or either to give us water, either to give us whatever, either to give us education. That was a big lie. They came here to exploit us. In any case, don't diago diazambuja. No free kroben sopa. Ne mami free, ne papa free. Granted, or you're European, granted, or you're American. But they came here to exploit us. Number two. Africa was made, it became a place for the consumption of technology and industrial output from the global north. It's yet was a CA, then you yet just a day and you. Yet sorry, now your sister Japan near the court. Now global north. We are no my friend global south. It's okay. Number three, join the colonial era. Do you know what they did? Absolute technologies and industrial and manufacturing equipment. It's Africa be bronubia. And near my ye ya de dada. It's basic ne kola pass na ko he. Iron dada yakra. Your friend home use. Home more dama. We need you home use. Who told you the home is Ghana? Me sorry if he has says here, I'm going to my house. Home. But your home near here. They are telling you that you don't have any place in Africa. Your home is Europe. Your home is Australia. Your home is America. It's your friend of home use. At the very moment, the word home is a spiritual word. The word home is not just an ordinary word. At the moment you hear the word home, ukuma toyem. I'm at home. I'm at home. I'm at home. Eti, yet the account say a friend of home use. Let's just say, wow, but let me tell you, let me ask you, I or now use no every if you home, brony chrome. Eti yet mitna sana. After using home use, home brassiere, home dross, home panties, home toothpaste, home brush, home everything, near catch row say, Bemandi Bemato, Oba Wari Oba, Omfadi and wanna say, home. And any idea, colonialism, a yetia. The Sanyama way now actually perpetuate and locks us down at the bottom of the global value chain. So when you look at the global value chain, Africa is locked down there. Why? Because Africa was chosen, but Africa has lost its value. Africa yet said Peter, James, and John. Yes, we say one channel, no wonder. Anytime somebody tells you to wait, what it means is that you need to have a will. That is the W. You must be able to aggravate and appreciate yourself to be able to move to a higher ground. That is the A. The I means you must be very intellectual. You must be very intelligent. That is wait. People who are not intelligent can never wait. And T, You must be able to transform and transport yourself. But James and Peter and John die because no one tells you we are. This is what is happening to Africa. We are always told to wait, and we are waiting. And in the process of waiting, we do away with the word wait and we choose the word sleep. Now, adea yemi ya kasiye. And it's a colonialism and fashion amre and the extraction and abuse and a bray. Now look at Peter in his black and red. Now you see Peter or crude oil. Now Peter tam crude oil in the core. Abroche ya extract. Now ya the core. Ya the kodra abroche. Now Peter kroya san kokra kerosene, petrol, any diesel at the aba. Then a happy bini adjing say yay. Ye bet me a ye niema, ebema crude oil no, ebema ye petrol, ebema ye diesel, ebema ye kerosene, ebema ye bitumen. Se quota, Ghana crack quota. But quota is the byproduct after all the extractions from crude oil. Eti Ghana ye too crude in the free takradia. Near the good ship. Near the quabruchly. Ye too crude, ya to, ya yesico, ya establishing heritage fund. May a Ghana man penning there. That useless thing you call your heritage fund, I will throw away it and I will make sure that Ghana will refine crude. Tama oil refinery will come back. Can't we have about 5 or more refineries in this country? To take care of the southern part of this country. What do you say? Takradi ye too oil. It's yenya refinery back a mini one. Yenya refinery back up north. Yenya refinery back our middle belt. If not more than 5, at least 4. I hate colonialism. I hate it. I hate it. I make times hard, you know. Now, here, we my independence, no. I'm saying no, Padisi, you're careful. I'm saying answer. So what did they do? After giving us independence, they gave us food deficit. They gave us energy deficit. And they gave us manufacturing deficit. So watch this. Listen to me carefully. Food deficit. Yeah, ready. United Nations Conference on Trade and Development say, you're very united. Well, I will say Africa, you know, what can be beer, ye cra, a year, Drianiboma. Africa imports 85% of the food that we eat. Adriania ye die Africa, or Hanchichem, Adrian Watchy, actually pour a noom 85%. Adrian watching noom. It's ufa nema oha. It's you 100 emu 85. Eye Adriania Africa. Ekra. Eba Africa ni di. Nabi Busami who say United Nations Conference on Trade and Development. I will say Africa imports 85% of the food that we eat, the food that we consume. Let's say Africa was the arable lands in the whole of the world. Let's say like you produce food. You have to be I didn't know what na yen dua aduane ade didn't know why. Nedi ye bedi keke ne kura no. Ye yankasa ye nya we ha. Na mom je ye kra. The question is say wunya dia obedi wo ha wiya. Obedi na obekọ Ukraine. But watch this. In 1955, something happened in the world. They call it the Treaty of Rome. The Treaty of Rome. And then the Treaty of Rome, they introduced something they call CAP, C-A-P, CAP. CAP, man. Almost say, we have a serious food insecurity in the whole of Europe. 1955, 2 years on, Ghana gained its independence. 1955 in Rome, they introduced CAP. They said that young Europeans, you have serious food insecurity. Why? Because during the colonial era, Africa was actually feeding Europe, feeding the Soviet Union, which is today Russia, feeding Ukraine, which was part of it, feeding the United States of America, feeding Australia, and feeding Canada. Eti yen ne ye mama diane di. Nipa kokko a wa asase so nyina yen ene ne ye mama diane edi. 1955 afi ahapem aduokunu aduonunum ena wo ye wadwen say hey ye trase na sa nipa tuntum ema ye aduane di a ebe ye kakra no ye ho beche yen. Ena wo sha ase say JB or a Canadian, Peter or a American, Nyash or ye France ni we or ye we yemma won sika na won fan hyeku ayom na won dua duane emma ye and was sha say wodua and you know baby omo sha say fi ebro corn because that corn every Ghana corn every Africa and e kwa brochire no omo sha say ebro no dua mo years back in the 1920s, 30s, 40s, 50s, Volta region, Bronga Hafo, Central region, and Western region. And I know Mudia and Moma Hen, I'm a yedi. And I'm starting to Mudia Mo. So what happened? America, Europe, name them, even Ukraine, they became the controllers of the cereal market, the grain market. It's a come yen yeduane na yeduano what was an broni di biaba time and Rollins introduced PAMS card program of action to mitigate social cost of adjustment mobi squad so tato no me start say omo bring yellow corn wo mu won e sichire kitwa bi polysaccharide won kitwa bi wo mu won e wo kitwa bi ete mu de wuchi meko wuchi je ne wom na tomatoes wom pepepa wudi na otekrema so atoso ene ye sha se ye di yellow corn ene wo yi bankani every system nim ene o man pringles it's a food deficit. And we jama ye and say Africa cra aduane. How can you tell me say Ghana your manya ye wasa say dua bro banche bode bayire mankani jene meko nyadoa ni na chino ya dia to say yentu galab say yen say yasase na ban kra aduane emre ye hey Africa. Okay. Well, yeah, no, and on my idea, be my friend, energy deficit. It's what my dear, almost say, oh, oil, tubra. She, mankania, kona, that TV, the slow. And then, how many Ghanaians that take right? Peter, when was the last time I did mankani? ba ma menkyerɛ wade bi wɔ asase so sɛ wo kidney yare te sɛ dɛn wo kidney ebubu asɛe agyerega sɛ dɛn di mankani wo kidney asɛe wo kidney na asɛe sɛ dɛn wɔn sɛ kidney no wa wo hwɛ mankani shape na ɛte sɛ wo yam sɛ de wo bofuro no teɛ eti de ɛkɔ wo bofuro nim no ɛna wo kidney ne sɔne so eti adeɛ na ɛkɔ wo bofuro no mu no wafuru nankasa mu no ɛyɛ aduru a kidney no ɔmbrɛ ɛnɛ sese ya me no kasa yi yɛfrɛ bibi koko ebinom frɛ ni ntwubu sese koko wɔ hen Jay, I want you to think. I want my days back. I want the 1957, 1958, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66. I want those days back. I can't wait. Etienne mankani ni asasi so. When was the last time you ate mankani? Ask yourself. And no man food deficit, or we no man energy deficit. Obviously, oh, Africa more oil, more Jimmy. Tibuntu oil number. The fancy America. America SCA oil for the past 72 years. When you use just a pint of it. But ye two oil no attack radio. Pa ni asesa ni yedeko adentra. I'll come to explain it to you. Something I call manufacturing deficit. It's if oil nebra, what the crude oil bar near more kerosene. Na mpenifo kure bu baby say obi ani ho ton akokɔ be de. There's almost obi ton akokɔ be de on ton akokɔ be de kwa. Nti dent na wakokɔ be de akokɔ ba na obetu kosua em wenya nkokɔ bebre no wo ton no. So why are we sending our crude oil away? Crude oil akokɔ be de. Hwɛ mankani wototo mankani na emuwo. Na wo sɔre anɔpa na wodidi abenkwan ani ngo na. Mama nche wade ye akoma yare bia ni asase so betimi ayen. Go to the villages. Ye di banche a ade ache so. And I am challenging the Food and Drugs Authority. And those are almost some food aspect and say, "So one no banche ma ade ache so start nim." I am challenging them. Ko check it. One no bayire ma ade ache so start nim. Anything tuber. One no e ma ade ache so start nim. What the ngokoko ka ho. Ne ya de kobi ne yesande tu jam. Once what the enchene egu jemu a etoto teta. Eti kobi ye de enchene na ehye. Eti what the kobi ne tu jemu a na enchene na ewo mu no teta. Na enchene ne ko. Ne ye de kobi amaw. Ne ya maw engokoko. Ne ya maw body a ye no ya ade ache so. Ne ya maw banchi a ade ache so. Ne ya maw bayira ade ache so. Na wo de adi saa aduane no. Se de be ya sa wo yam atim 1. Wo benya akomayade 2. Wo kidney our problem 3. Why we in sama wo liver problem e ba ho 4. Wo depend on wa no. Na ho ato. Ene wo tenkran wo di fried rice. Abotoruwa wo be wuchina. Wo be wuchina na ye wi atie. Ye wa aduane bia enkofo die yesi bibi di French fries. Are you sick, obsessed? Are you a French? Are you a French? French fries na yade. Eye potato na wo ma to agu no. Tie. Potato na wo mo togu no. Santom na broni mpe no. Na omo sensene ho na omo chima mpreko French fries ye chima mpreko wo pa wo bia wo pigri me wo mpreko me ye mprako wo pa che sa French fries na wo koto no Farmer prako bema waba hit any oba ne to corner pie na farmer on a madodoa obewo French fries santom dada no yedema prako yedema kwi pork pig eti yete yedin prako aduan we ye prako you are a pig. But ye nyami maye bibi ye friend sweet potato. Now watch this. One wa ye santum na. One wa Africa santum. One wa Africa potato na. Bosa ehunhunu no aka ho wa wai. Wo kamua emu dedede. Watch this. The etia ye friend sweet potato. And he say nipa bebre ewe sichire yare. Tiem ye. Ewe sichire yare. Eti wo diabetes. But we start to say we this santoma. Now we sugar level no eba from because I was certain insulinic and your friend insulin. We kidney no we sugar kosra ukowa insulin. Now we sugar aba from sweet potato ne santom no I was sad no natural. We did makuma tray every day for 2 weeks. Forget about diabetes. Ye no and ya bra prako aduane wo mu wi no de ketchup tomatoes na asai no man nyam no de sugar wono no de esam aka ho no de abra. What is wrong with we Africans? And no me kwato ne mama me marco school that we want ketchup. And nyame chana sha said, Daddy, I want ketchup. I want ketchup. You know. Anybody had ketchup. So there was no disease in Africa. There was no pandemic in Africa. Let me tell you today, Moyari ebina mo friend coronavirus na buy no. One saying to me because me I don't remember the last time I ate ketchup. Men kind the last time I did fried rice. Because anytime you add oil to rice, you are weakening your kidney. You are weakening your liver. Entina software or no monsa or no kwatede near drobia. But obekwa checking kidney no any problem. Akola ketwa we did 10 years. One man fried rice sa any spaghetti sa. Anytime you add oil to rice, you are eating poison. That is not us. Because the drone wa ye fia brochebre malaria in Germany. For the last 100 years, malaria in Germany. Ebi ni America, ebi ni Australia, ebi ni Russia. It's when we testing malaria, no malaria drobre. Jing. It's me we have a vaccine, me will be that. And a corona vaccine, then vaccine, hepatitis B vaccine, me what that. Me want me back for America, never made that. Me jiran enjoy. Nebronina Bible say, we want to administer some vaccines on your child, but we want you to approve and sign. Michelle and them catch and say, look, please do not administer any vaccine on my child. Or should I know you're Indian or you're nurse? Our Tampa General Hospital. Or should I and I said, which part of Africa do you come from? I said, I come from Ghana. Oh, West Africa. I said, that is it. You are correct. Do not. Do not. It's me baje kufo. Ya amfa vaccine bi a won wa America bonte so besi na. Ya de ne ba Ghana ya se wa ye bola ge. O say nkofo na ya say. Woni ma de ye. Me ko wura me ko tete wura. Me ba ye no ene ye koto dade. Wo de shed na na wo de wura na fa ho. Me ba de nan na tene. Se kufo nye bola ge biom. Africa, come back home. Wamuchi ye man keni. Ombra we duane be. They took your cocoa, Hausa cocoa. How many Ghanaians and Ghana ni edum Hausa cocoa say bempe no mepe English breakfast. Naniama na say many last week Friday. Many God we GH enya GH JB ye call Afrikiko ye say ekoto English breakfast uni ma de o me ye man me kwa ya che na ye de magi kakra wo no na wo de ye fra bibi fillet de be he fillet nantwie a wa bodam na srem no mo twa na ya che ye wi na ya sesa ma wo na ye fra kosua ye se ye fra no omelette bibini ndi omelette bibini ye kosua ba ko pe e na obetimi adi kosua ye de agu stew ana kosua ya noa wo ye bibini a kosua ya che ye careful na ye di mpampa tebiye efisa ye nananom na betena asase so no hu se ebro ewo esichire bi wom na no on se bro na ni no tuntum no tete no na omo konya maburo a omo nsi ho bro ni na di nikanika bre yen ene yesi edi nsi ho enti wodi banku is etel white yar bowu. Neocolonialism is one of the most dangerous things ever. Enti ye nananom hu se de bia da be hu ebro eni tuntum no ese je ne wo no na o ma ni meko kakra se de be ya ekọ system ni mu a o pancreas ensay na o large intestines no small intestines no ensay se de be ya wunya kidney stones enti ofa bro na all the year no de ngukoko awo no na wa benya oil level system na ye say bibi de ye fen say cholesterol ye wo say wo bad cholesterol na wo good cholesterol ye na no hu say wo de ngukoko wo aburo a wo boa wo twumu tan cholesterol beba form nti wa fu ntimi nye kase da owie no de nam awa bro no to say the woody banku na protein level are balanced. Wo ko toilet a uja wo ne a eni ko yellow fefefe ne ho toilet tum wo yam ina ye tum wo yam bibia ye tum uja wo na wo ko toilet a tum ana ye nuanum house for who say no ye bibia friend house akoko yen try no so hwe hwese de no ne kala de sitie ekọ system ni mu a nipa chabe sremfo dodo a ewo jonsoyade ya okrum ha mo friend say prostate cancer wa hu srem ni be ma wo sa yare ni bi age otu kwan kwa buruchire an office srem betran kran e no benya prostate ba ye nananom ni ya papa dum kokora na wo mugu srem northern region, upper east, upper west wo boa onya prostate cancer da adentra Hausa koko millet kura ni twi dia den oh atoko o sa wo hwa abana da ye hwa mu no hwa atoko aba no sa nete eti wadwi yo sa wo hyesem ni be ma ne be ma mu adin ama enye hwe eye Hausa koko atoko yesi ye mpa atoko ye pehuita efi Ukraine aya wona duro food deficit wo mu wie ye no eno mu gya manufacturing deficit eno kura na ehu no eti de na mo kire ye o mo say tie wo ye Ghana wo oil wo Ghana wo gold wo Ghana wo diamond wo Ghana wo lithium wo Ghana wo bauxite wo nim nyansa ye ditu eti mfidie na ye ditu bauxite gold ne wan yen ene ye wo nti bra na be krafie ho eti Ghana ye sori a ne yakope company wa America company wa he o metu ye gold diamond bauxite lithium ene de akaina na mo mfa maye eti aduane nso you can manufacture food eti wote wasa ne de tinapa te din ye na nanom de to so tinapa woni de ton fa tinapa enye tinapa bia wo utiapa tete na wo de tinapa fi abroche ban wo di pe na wapempem apa na wonya ball head na wapempem apa nti si ni tiapa Once wa tinapa won ti ase na wo de aduane ni gu konkom e de fi abrochire breyen na se edi pa na wo mapa tipae e bi ni Africa eni kwanse bibidin na pampam epa etie na nam se tinapa akwane di tinapa ha wa pampam oh ni tiapo ane wadibi ni tiapo wadibi ni tiapo wadibi ni tinapa wadibi eni tinapa eti yeti wasano wa manufacture aduane abrɛ wo say aduane no ga Africa fo bebre ni ye bie na mo de fa vaccine me se yare bie ni asase so e be ba vaccine be ba me wo bi me ade na me mpɛ covid vaccine e wo ho ampa nka nkumi me woda mo amokɔ wo ye nyina mo ma mo ho 5-10 years wo ye be ma ukote be wu wo pa choroto me se wo pa choroto when who say yare bi ba a putupuru ade chenye se ya vaccine aba kowo eduro na edi wo tumfo do uhu eduro ku no eduro na edi wo akufa do uhu ye de edi wo je ekufo uhu ye Rebecca akufa do uhu ye baumia ne mahama kura de edi wo omo no wo de wani hu ye ye de tawo achechire hu sei de bi we kura de obehu ye de tawo achechire hu sei ena nurse no otwe ade na de edi wo no de yi kire na de edi wo akufa de nsuo na wo no mu otumfo de ye nsuo kufuo eye nsuo bahama baumia eye nsuo ada na wo ye twe eduro wo me I am not a racist but I hate colonialism and neo-colonialism. It is a say enam santi wo mo hwade ndi nom so no Paris no wo ma dwi mu bie dodo yema mo democracy ye yi ahemfo ni film because otumfo bie na no a final anamwa dwabe hini bie na no a final gamanche bie na no a final chebi hini obie na no a final akwam hini bie na no a final axim atiburukusu obie na no a final Nana ma himfu bia o ma no a final. Eti krofo no yes starting prayer. What do we have to do? We should eliminate chieftaincy from Omadi Yoina. Eti what did they do? Womo say, womo boye me ya tro constitution. Constitution now womo tro ye no. Womo wie ya womo say we should not allow any I was say me referee said they was crafted no. So traditional leaders are not allowed to do active partisan politics. Meanwhile, obi akro mo hene wo ho. Eti se mikro mo kwan nye na metenkran ho na nkan. Nye mikro mo hene. Ye yi wo mafrim. Ana mo di democracy ebre yen so mbe pray more. Ebse I want the ordinary African to understand this. That we can live today. But if you cannot look at tomorrow and think, there's trouble for us. We should be very mindful. We should be very careful of the things that we do here in Africa. We don't eat our food. We don't drink our water. We don't sleep with our women. We don't sleep with our men. Years back, no African woman would ever dare to sleep with any man behind the husband. But today, Ya is sleeping with 3 men. Because we are forgetting to name our children Ya, we are giving them Naomi. Say Naomi dia. And the baby na niya wombi. We are forgetting to call our children Edinam. We are calling them Priscilla. So when you have a place, we should all go there and laugh. We are forgetting to call our children Nache. We call them Anastasia. na sa ananse what idea ye nyina ye be say Anastasia. Instead of calling our children Ejewa, what do we call them? Imelda, Celestine. Yatung kwasi din because ye jaya your hair, Shamimidi, blessed, God's breed, smart. Etimidi no watch rasia, Ayenshira, Nyame adwen ntemtem, midi nchirase ni. Mpapa de nta tom sadi. I've told you, may I'll change my name. I'll change my name. Huh? Yade adom movie bi Pragia abeka krom ha. Ena TV3 edi Rosalinda eba ye hwe nkrofo dodo aye from Rosalinda. Are we crazy? Are we crazy? Na Judas enye bronidi. Lucifer enye bronidi. Adena wo so so one person be fra oba Satan. Na say broni kasa. Why don't you want to name your son or your daughter Lucifer, Satan or Judas? I am here to tell you, don't hate the white, but dispel them from your books. Eti, we no said democracy sumeba, but they had a plan. Religion, not democracy shim. And then they brought us religion, Christian religion and Islamic religion. Menka say, Jame somo nya de papa o tie mi yie, dwen jai jibino na tie mi yie. Ena wode sa somo no be share yen kon. Osom bedu wiase religion by Bible mu pe ene ye jai say yesu nyansa. Ne ye to ye nyansa yina tugu ye, ne ye di bibia koja nyankopon. Let me sit here and tell you, whether you believe it or not, God alone is not enough. Menam catch now. God alone is not enough. Because on our God na catch and say, for the lack of knowledge my people perish. So after accessing and having God, you must gain knowledge. So God alone is not enough. Eti ene eti koma. Ene ye ene ma basbasa. Wadi osumbre ye pepepe. Ena Africa started say or experiencing religious conflicts. Pacho, what's a religious conflict to America da? What be that? What's a religious conflict? Ewo UK da. What's a religious conflict? Ewo Canada da. Say Muslims, any Christians, akontokwada. What be that or Canada? What be or Norway? What be or Switzerland? What be or France? What be or Germany? Huh? What be or Australia? What be that? Say Muslims are ewo UK. Any Christians are come bo share sorry dying to say they cross one Nigeria. What be that? So what America, California. Now you see Muslims say any Christians are curtsy any yashishi mosques, yashishi churches. What be that? What be that? You annoying. And you be what on New Zealand? What is say Christians, any Muslims, what be that? Dubai, UAE, just Dubai. We see Dubai, we see Muslim, we see mosque. In Kremofo sorry dying, and the Omatono, mother, Mary, the mother of Jesus mosque. Google now. Google says here, Mary, mother of Jesus mosque. o Dubai kwa mo ye Muslims no Pentecost e o Dubai what to say Muslims are a dosun o Dubai wo many Christians wo ho mo ye kuma bi akontokwada the answer is a big no ba ha ye jimi nti bibini Muslim any bibini Christian ebe kontokwa adentira ye gya de na ye yo no ato ho he mikogu nsa kwa me nkro ye demonstration me call ye fence another ho he Mary the mother of Jesus mosque any si wono no kasa mboa ena da TV no so why do say mbom tim na mkasa ho ye sua de ye nsore keke mekasa onua ha o Mary the mother of Jesus mosque eti krowe ya yetimi pa krowe aso dan ba ne yebetimi afre no Muhammad Chapel sa Pentecost esi aso dan ya tro no Muhammad Central Chemi one na yesi aso dan e wo Ghana ha e wo bodwe ase ne ya afre no Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam Central of Church of Pentecost. Jane and ye bia ye betimi yesi mosque e wo Ghana ha akwetema ne yato no Jesus Christ of Nazareth mosque ebi besi for the rear ebi timi si and ye bia betimi akwa Nigeria no akosi enkramofo asore dan no friend Mary the mother of Jesus mosque Kaduna wọ́n sì yẹ Jimmy eti enam saadie baby amedi fi ba ni nyina de kire won se broni ahyeda dane ya dwen ama ya Jimmy cause wa man ye prako aduane se ye ndi ye friend French fries sa French fries ma catch on ye de man prako and ye jay sweet potato bojuri sa umoja so tesa day wo hia mojaduro wo hia ama bojuri ene nkete bi no ba ko nyonyo no ye friend say oh ye friend say kwa unsusa wo de fra bojuri na wanoa wo de anoa be sa abe no ne hunsuo no ye hwe ntungu wo de fra wo na wo de aso so wudi ya na umoja na basoro sa oba enyim na owo yaba na abamduro woyam kro nyina bewu bosumi mienu na wukuna start fro ene yesi empe yenkotwa skan wo wi na wo wi antibiotics ononum gu yam na se ade atwa minantri me call hospital ya say e be pam am say obey pam or say ho ya cause antibiotics abrabe ya say bibi di ade na bibi twa wana bibi we de wo on ya say tetanus am say doctor I say captain who am say shebani do I look like a fool am kwatete bode ahaban enam de kaja enam posai na me kwate nunum ena me di nkuto egu silverm ena me di nunum ne gu nkuto nim ena me kanu num ma ne ye hye na me nyam nunum ne nkuto ne nyina na me de bode ahaban ne ka ho na me di so mu chew wie na me de tar so na me kekere ye na me te hei me ko na me so onko check ne tetanus ne ye hwe o say doctor be na wo ko no foforo wo pan ye na me say me nko wo pan ye Bible say yendi aduaba no ne fa na hahan no ensa yare that is why I me herbal medicine for nko anam di wo machi no if ya bisa Peter te hoyi nyaahye te hoyi Nicholas Mr. Nuama Mr. Ma anti bi anti ama obi abisa say ehin na menya me energy free bitter leaf bitter leaf tete bitter leaf na ma hohoro ho fine na me dinim tree awo no na ma wo no mango ahaban na ma no heavy me kwada bi a 1 cup say you say show ko na mo